This week on the Spotlight, we talk to Coach Tibbs. He always has answers, not long ones, but he always has them. And then we go to Sox Fest. Chris Sale. A lot is expected, including of himself. And then we go to trivia at Salerno's championship match action. It intensifies as we near the end. And Michael Jordan turns 50 this week. This is one of his retirements. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago sports teams are making news, it's the 25th year of the Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Jack Desmond's Irish Pub because they've got Benkowski Trivia next Wednesday, February 20th at 7:30 p.m. $10 domestic buckets on Wednesday. You can easily find it at 10339 South Ridgeland. Jack Desmond's Irish Pub has my trivia. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Demitas Coffee Shop, a great place to go at 1066 West Taylor, right off the UIC campus next to the Italian Ice Shop. Breakfast, lunches, mochas, lattes, cappuccino, tea, baked goods, superb French toast, great chicken salad that I love. They're open Tuesday through Sunday. You got to check out Demitas.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Las Fuentes, great Mexican cuisine at 115th and Pulaski. They have a great bar, wonderful drinks, fabulous chicken, beef, pork, steak, and a wide range of great menu items. Las Fuentes on Pulaski. Ignat's Ristorante in the Italian neighborhood at 2421 South Oakley has chicken Vesuvio and cacciatore, steak Isabella, veal parmesan, and they're featured on Chicago's Best Time Out, Chicago, 190 North, Chicago Magazine, Ignat's Ristorante, and my trivia there too. We're back on the Spotlight. It's time to talk Bulls. And as we head into the stretch drive of the season, with less than 20 games to go, this is a time where the team tries to, I don't know, fine-tune. It's kind of hard to, though, because so many guys are in and out of the lineup, and Derrick Rose is right on the brink of coming back. And so it's been a coaching challenge for Tibbs, and Coach Tibbs, I think, is doing his best work with this team. He's always low-key about it and certainly doesn't like to talk about himself, but I tried a few times during this press session with Coach Tibbs, and this is how it went. First, Coach Tibbs responds to a question about Joakim Noah, who did play ultimately and is back in the lineup, but somewhat gingerly. Then he's asked about San Antonio as a model for continued excellence.
I got there. He had an idea how he wanted to run that organization. I was there for about 3 weeks with him, and he already had a clear vision of how he wanted to build the organization. And it's amazing because everything that he had talked about, he has done. And so I think they have great leadership. They have a system, and they're so consistent. Yeah, it's amazing. Like when you study them and you see that what they do at home, what they do on the road, what they do with guys out, it's a machine. It's a credit to him. He set the plan in place and he executed it.
So why you can never take any team for granted, especially a team like this that may not play two stars tonight because they're injured. Doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, no, and they're a lot more than two players or three players. Obviously, you have Parker, who's having an MVP type season, and Duncan is Duncan, and Ginobili is impossible to guard. But the rest of the team, the way he builds his team is it's special. Those guys. He has shooting. They have toughness, character, intelligence, all the things that go into winning.
Well, although it hasn't been done over the span of years that the Spurs have done it, that certainly seems to be what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, it's I think they're the gold standard. I think it's it's a proven system, and hopefully we're on that track. We'd like to think we are, but you have to be able to do it year after year.
Tom, is Joakim just simply pain tolerance right now?
Yeah, I mean he's he's feeling better, and but we're just going to monitor it and see where he is each day. He's doing okay.
Will Kirk travel to Boston?
I believe so.
What are some ways that Parker is different now? I mean, by virtue of this experience, is he a different point guard out there for that team than he was, say, 10 years ago?
Yeah, I think, Steve, he's grown each year, and to the point now where, I mean, he's always been a terror in the paint. And to be a point guard, and shoot the percentages that he's shooting is a credit to how hard he's worked at his shooting. There was a time where he wasn't a good free throw shooter, and he's become a great free throw shooter. He doesn't take a lot of threes, but he's very efficient in the threes that he does take. He's playmaking, he's scoring, he's playing great defense. There's not anything that he's not doing, and the most important stat is the winning. So he's running their team, and that ball hops. He has the ability to break a defense down. He's very unselfish. He'll make the extra pass, and they don't hold on to it. The ball hops.
With the injuries you've had, and not even barely to mention D. Rose being out all this time, this would seem to be your biggest challenge of a season while here. In turn, would it be the most rewarding with the results you've gotten with patching your lineup together?
Well, we got a long way to go, and I don't look at it that way. I just want us to concentrate on our improvement, focus in on San Antonio, try to continue to build the right habits that will allow us to be successful down the stretch. And hopefully we're playing our best basketball at the end and we're as healthy as possible.
And Coach Tibbs seemed relieved that was all the questions for today. So he's gone.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early on a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. You've got to get to Kelly's Tavern. You'll have a good time. I'm cracking up thinking about it. Benkowski Trivia, 44th and Wallace, Friday, February 15th, and again, Friday, March 1st at 8 p.m. Come out and play. Bring your friends. It's fun. Kelly's Tavern, 44th and Wallace. See you over there. McKell's Inn, where good friends meet for a cool one. 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have $1.50 domestic bottles, $4 Guinness every day. Great people, great staff. And McKell's has trivia next Monday, February 25th at 7 p.m. And Carrie's probably going to cook something up for us. See you at McKell's on 111th Street. Bring your car to Quick Stop Muffler and Brake at 95th and Pulaski, and they'll fix it right. They also do shocks and struts, free estimates. Call them at 708-423-3700. They're very thorough in their work, and they have very competitive pricing. Quick Stop Muffler and Brake, 95th and Pulaski. you got to get to Amelia's Bar and Grill, a great place at 46th and Halsted, open for lunch and dinner daily, private parties and catering, a unique mixture of fine dining and Mexican specialties. Brought to you by Chef Eusebio Garcia. Check out Emilio's Bar and Grill. It's great at 46th and Halsted. We're back on the spotlight, and I'm partial to left-handed pitchers because against the wall at Hancock School back in the day with the spray-painted strike zone, that's what I was doing. And although I aspired to throw in the 90s, I don't think I ever did. Chris Sale routinely throws in the high 90s, and he has been the premier pitcher for the White Sox, both as a reliever and a starter. And he's back at it in 2013, but he learned a lot last year. And I was surprised that he was fully admitting that he ran out of gas a little bit at the end of 2012. And he talks about some of the things he did in the offseason to fix that. He's very studious and wanting to improve, despite his excellence already. Chris Sale.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's kind of the main question for most people. But you know, like seasons past, I'm not, you know, really putting any expectations on it. I'm just trying to kind of go about my business and do everything the right way. And you know, if I do everything I'm supposed to do, everything will work out in the end. And you know, I'm not much of a goal setter or, you know, try to live up to expectations or anything, because sometimes that can be a good and a bad thing. So, you know, just see it out and play it through, and you know, work out in the end.
Now, did anything about your season last year surprise you as what you were able to do and how consistent you were able to be?
Yes and no. I mean, yes, because, you know, this is, you know, the highest level you can play at, and it was a great season. You know, I was very fortunate for a lot of things and very grateful for that. But, you know, the competitive nature inside of an athlete and inside of me, you know, you always, sometimes you kind of think you're better than you are, maybe. And, you know, I always felt that I could do it, but, you know, it's kind of one of those things you always think you're as good as you are, you know, whatever it is. So, but, you know, just try to kind of keep the same, you know, attitude this year and keep the same, you know, work ethic. And, you know, I'm surrounded by all the same great guys I was the last couple of years, and you know, that's what I'm most excited about.
This is your fourth year. What's up? This is your fourth year with the White Sox. This could be Paul Konerko's last year with the White Sox. Is it hard to kind of wrap your head around a guy who's been here for? You don't wrap your
head around that. You just kind of hope and pray that he doesn't hang him up. You kind of look at it as an honor and a privilege to play with a guy like that. People like him don't come around very often, and you know, to see the accomplishments and actually to be able to witness his accomplishments and play with him and see what kind of leader and role model he is for baseball and for, you know, just everybody. I think all of us can kind of agree upon that he's got some good years left in him, you know, and quite a few. So, you know, we'll see how it goes, and you know, just we'll see how it goes. You know, hopefully he doesn't hang him up.
He was a big help to you, said in 2010, right, when you first came up there, kind of as a veteran leader.
Yeah, showed me around the clubhouse and kind of introduced me to guys, and I'll never forget. I called him sir one time, and he's like, "Don't ever say that again. No. We might be teammates one day. Don't ever call me sir again." But he's awesome. You know, he's the best. He's kind of. If you take a step back and you kind of look at the White Sox, he's kind of what makes the Chicago White Sox who they are. And you know, like I said, it's an honor and a privilege to play with him and to see him play. And you know, we'll see.
What's the difference going to be pitching this year without AJ behind the plate, and talk about Tyler Flowers and what good things he brings to behind the plate?
Yeah. You know, obviously, losing AJ, he's an all-star caliber player. He's an elite. He's one of the best, and he's done it for a long time. And you know, I was very fortunate to be able, at such, you know, early stage in my career, to link up with a backstop like him. But I think you can walk around this room and talk to everybody in here, and they'll all agree upon that Tyler's no slouch behind the plate. He's right there. He works hard. He studies video. He looks at, you know, all these. He's got 15 sheets of paper on the desk before he starts. So he prepares with the best with them, and behind the plate he's awesome. And I think with some consistent at-bats, you're going to see a different guy this year. And he's, I think if there's anybody to step up and fill that void, it's him.
Is it going to be easier to shake off Tyler?
We're going to have more of Chris Sale next week on the Spotlight, so stay tuned for that, and we'll have more on this week's show in just a moment. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar. Thursday, $1.50 Miller Old Style. And of course, my trivia games alternate Thursdays. The next one, Thursday, February 14th, and again on the 28th at 8 p.m. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar and Trivia. Who could ask for anything more? Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. At the Office Sports Bar and Grill, excellent with 15 appetizers, flatbreads, burgers, wraps, paninis, 20 sandwiches, soups, and salads. Conveniently located at 4901 Calsag Road in Crestwood. That's just a block west of Cicero at 132nd. Get to At the Office Sports Bar and Grill. We're back on the Spotlight, and we are at the 2012 Benkowski Trivia Championship match at Salerno's. The team called the Chili Dogs just took the lead in the game. We're winding down, and right now a new team will try.
Hear it for Morningwood. Question number 1. In his NBA career, within 1,000, Magic's NBA assist total. Five seconds. Going.
12,000.
They said 12,000. It's 10,141. You do not get it. All right, you have 2 more tries to take the lead in the game. Magic Johnson birth year within 2. 1959 is exact. And you're 1 for 1. You're going for 1,500. Within 800, his NBA point total.
19,500.
They said 19.5. It's 17.7. You do not get it. So you get 500 points. Morningwood improves to 19.20. A very good score and a very fine performance. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the books. 2 past champions left. Auntie Joni sitting in the lead.
Really? Call me Brandon. Really?
I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. Auntie Joni did lead for a bit. Jack's All-Stars took the lead, and then Chili Dogs at 27-60 now lead. All right, here we go. Playing 2000s country music. Let's hear it for Team Cobblestone. Question number 1. On the country music Billboard charts, Tim McGraw had 3 of the top 20 of the decade, a 5-word a 3-word and a 4-word title. Name one of them.
No,
5 seconds.
My best friend.
They said my best friend. That is correct. My next 30 years and Live Like You Were Dying with the others, you have 500. Kenny Chesney had 2 of the top 22 country songs of 2000 to 2009. Name one. Five seconds. Going. Out of time. The answers were Don't Blink and The Good Stuff. All right, you are trying to take the lead and move into the 2,900 range. And this is your last question. Excluding the Beer Horse song with Willie Nelson, Toby Keith, as a solo, had 3 of the top 24 songs of the first 10 years of the decade. I need 2. Five seconds to name your Toby Keith songs. Going. So sorry. The answers were I Love This Bar, As Good As I Once Was, and How Do You Like Me Now? So, you get 500 for your work, and Team Cobblestone improves to 1970. And this is it.
And there's one team left, and we'll have that result next week right here on the Spotlight. We'll be back with more, our flashback celebrating Michael Jordan's 50th birthday in just a few moments.
I eat on the pasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people. Have a tremendous time at Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine. You'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's.
Albo's Sandwich Shop is new. They got good stuff. Open 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Italian beef, sausage, meatball, steak sandwiches, parmesan, soups, Italian subs, salads. At 6316 Archer, right around Mobile. Albo's Sandwich Shop. Really good stuff. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering. Homemade soups and salads, fresh sandwiches, eat in or take out. Daily specials for lunch or dinner, and home of the famous cheese ball at 2414 West 103rd Street at Western. You've got to get there, and their catering serves any size. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering, 2414 West 103rd Street at Western in Chicago. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. I'll be back there on Monday, February 18th, and again on Monday, March 4th. I'll see you at Reggie's. We're back on the Spotlight, and it's the 1993 Michael Jordan retirement, one of his several. This is when he went to play baseball, although I believe it was a suspension that was covered up by the NBA and such. Anyway, here's Michael talking about it and saying that he doesn't care what happens with Charles Barkley.
Chicago Bulls as a family, because that's where I was bred and that's where we achieved a lot, and I live in Chicago. So I want the Chicago Bulls to continue on. Excuse me? Well, I was pretty much decided at that particular time, but I think what he made me realize was how short life is. And that was an era that I had to look at. You know, how quickly something could end so quickly. and so innocently. Naturally, I was saddened by it, and it took me a while to deal with it. But I'm an optimistic person. I took something positively from it. And yeah, he had some decision in making me realize how valuable life is, and then that in turn made me make my decision even simpler. But I was leaning and very much in that direction way before he passed. Excuse me? No. If so, I'd still be playing. I looked at basketball. I even talked to Phil, and I asked Phil, quite frankly, is it anything for me to prove as a basketball player? And he thought for a second, and that's all I needed. Because if it was, he would have told me real quickly. And that's the way I left it, you know, basically. It wasn't anything for me to prove as a player.
Michael's retirement completes the loss within a year of your 3 white stars. What's your feeling?
We're still planning to open the season on November 5th. and we're sure it's going to be a great season.
We're going to take about 5 more minutes of questions from Michael. The other participants on the dais will be available, so if you want to get to 5 more with Michael.
When are serious impressions of leaving the game and competing? Not many professional athletes have ever done.
That's how I wanted to be remembered, is that, you know, I conquered a lot. What was very, very intriguing and very important was that when I got to the pinnacle of my career, I achieved practically everything I could from an individual standpoint and from a team standpoint. And it really made it easy to walk away while you was on top. And yeah, very few people do that. I was just happy that I was in a predicament to do that.
Was Jim Brown at all an example on that? He's one of the few that's ever...
Well, I mean, you're talking to a guy who was maybe 6 or 5 years old when Jim Brown decided that. I've heard Jim Brown was one of those athletes who did that, but that didn't have anything to do with my decision, and that's not a knock on Jim Brown. As that's, you know, I had to deal with what I'm faced with and deal with it what's in the way that I feel best suits me.
Michael, do you envision you might wind up missing the cheers, the accolades? I mean, a lot of athletes sometimes think, and you've had so many of them over the years, but do you envision you might miss that?
No, I think it's been real good, and I've always been very fond of the respect that I've received from the home fans as well as some of the away fans. But I'd say when I walk away from the game, I won't miss the cheers because it was there. It was there. I can remember those things, but I don't need it to live. I don't need it to survive. And that's very important for me. Will be just as exciting, I think.
But less than 2 years later, he would return and win 3 more championships with the Bulls. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.